all right. So, Loretta, let me just get this straight. Are you calling me a racist on this show?
Yes, I am. And
You're done. You're done. You're off. You're done. You don't play that game on this show. Don't you go down that road on this show, my friend. Ryan, we're going to continue with you. People lose the right on this show to voice pejoratives that are untrue and meant to do one thing, damage someone's reputation. That's not done. So,
right.
Ryan, I want to talk to you about this charge because I knew that that's where she was going to go. I don't care what color your skin is. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't matter to me. I want to know what you're made of. I want to know what the content of your character is.
Exactly.
And when you put up a billboard that says black children are an endangered species, did you think that you were going to get charges of racism back at you?
Well, what's interesting is I consider that just an expression of mass distraction, the whole thing about it being racist. I'm black and white, just like Obama. I'm biracial. So the whole charge of it being racially motivated, in this cultural war on abortion, and just with any war, there are battle fronts. And sometimes, I would say, first and foremost, abortion is a travesty no matter the race. That's what the Radiance Foundation is all about. We're about inspiring people to live a life of meaning, and we emphasize how abortion just is a tragedy. It's a human issue. It's not race-specific. This campaign was launched, however, because of the extreme disparity in the numbers. And, people get caught up in species and don't realize that humans are a species. It does not mean animal. But what happens with individuals like Loretta Ross, whose entire ideology is rooted in emotion instead of facts, instead of statistics, instead of the truth, it's emotion that allows them to go off in all different directions. And, using abortion and defining it as reproductive justice, it's about as absurd as saying slavery was an issue of economic justice. No, slavery was a human travesty. And we didn't have to worry about all the other things. We didn't have to worry about what are you going to do about, the slaves after they're emancipated? We need to get job training. We need to get housing. No, we wanted to eradicate and abolish slavery because it was a human tragedy. It was morally reprehensible. And we say the same thing about abortion. And women are being lied to by individuals like Ms. Ross and by Planned Parenthood. And that's what TooManyAborted.com is about. It's about exposing these things, using Margaret Sanger's own words. Apparently she can't read Margaret Sanger's birth control review. We allow you to download those periodicals on our site. And these are her own words. It's undeniable what she was all about.
Well, and again, this is what happens in these conversations where individuals don't have the facts on their side, and they certainly don't have a strong, in my mind, moral foundation for what they're saying, that they go to the old standbys of you're racist, you're xenophobic, you're intolerant, you're this. I mean, it's all so tiresome. And the last time I checked, you are standing up for more black children to be born in the United States of America, in what Loretta Ross, and she would still be on the show if she didn't do what she did in calling me a name, what Loretta Ross apparently said, and we'll go back and review the tape, but what she said, unless I was misinterpreting it, is that it would be better for certain children never to have been born because they're born in foster care, or they're born with bad health care, or they're born in difficult circumstances. And is it better to be born or not born at all, even if you live in difficult times? I mean, that's the question.
I would say it's better to be born. Some of the most amazing Americans have risen out of poverty. We didn't know.
Yeah, Clarence Thomas, number one. That's first one that comes to my mind.
Yeah, in the New York Times, her remark about the whole billboard campaign, she had said that controlling our fertility was part of our uplift out of poverty. Well, look at the poverty rate.
Yeah, that's worked out well.
Since 1973, 20 million more in poverty since 1973, which happens to be the same year abortion was legalized. I mean, it's constantly these lies and distortions because they cannot deal with the truth. And they say women, they need to have comprehensive information in order to make a choice. Well, you can't make a choice if you don't have the truth, if you don't have accurate information. And we're saying, look, women, there's a better option. Men, there's a better option, because choice only gives men, quite honestly, responsible about their own sexual activity. And there are a lot of great African-American men, and I think they've been duped by a culture that says that they don't have to be responsible in this area and that area. And we're saying, look, the fatherlessness rate is skyrocketing. And Daniel Patrick Moynihan in the mid-'60s, that whole U.S. labor report that raised the alarm about 25% illegitimacy rate among African Americans and said, we've got to do something with this.
What is it today?
It's 70%. So, I mean, you've got the total dissolution of the black family, and stable families are what make a stable society. And for those who just want to advocate more and more abortions with the lie that it reduces poverty, it doesn't reduce poverty, that it increases opportunity.
Let me also remind everybody about some of Margaret Sanger's own writings on eugenics in the United States of America. She writes, today eugenics is suggested by the most diverse minds as the most adequate and thorough avenue to the solution of racial, political, and social problems. I think you must agree that the campaign for birth control is not merely of eugenic value, but it is practically identical with the final aims of eugenics. I mean, again, I have a list of about 40 passages from Margaret Sanger's own works that touch right directly on the subject of eugenics and the controlling the physically and mentally defective populations and mandatory sterilization she advocated for different groups of people. So the idea that you want to support an organization founded by that woman, to me, is stunning. But, hey, Ryan, we wanted you to have a debate, but, when someone drops over the line, that just you're not going to do that on my show. But, hey, Ryan, I appreciate it. It's provocative for sure, and it'll get people talking, and I love the fact that you came on. Thanks so much.
Thank you.